My name is Maria Breslin and I'm chair of the Oxton Society, which is a conservation society with particular concern for this village of Oxton. We had planned a much bigger event. This is our fourth Blue Plaque. There's actually a fifth one which was put up by English Heritage. And we had hoped to have a larger number of people like we did before. But because of COVID, we're restricted to really 6 people formally, which is why we're being careful of this side of the road. But everybody else is very welcome, and we're particularly delighted to see Maria Breslin, who, as the first editor of the Echo, first woman editor in all those years.
Laura and Jane, or Jeannie as she was known, moved in here in 1901, and they lived here till 1913. When they moved in, Laura was 57 and Jeannie was 45, and it was the first time they'd had a home together. They both worked for the family newspaper. Laura was editor of the Wallasey News, a post she held for 20 years, and while they were living here, Jeannie took on the role of editor of the Birkenhead News. The sisters became involved in the suffrage movement, the Vote for Women, and they were suffragists, which is the non-militant branch of the suffrage movement. While they were living here, they had meetings in their front room, and they also used their newspaper to tell stories about national and local suffrage events. They also, because they wanted to maintain the impartiality of the paper, they also included anti-suffrage stories and letters. In 1908, Jeannie went to London on a demonstration which involved thousands of women from all over the country walking along the embankment to the Albert Hall to a rally that was addressed by their leader, Millicent Fawcett.
Just want to say how privileged I am to have been invited here today to join you in honouring 2 such inspirational and pioneering women. Laura and Jane Willmer, Jane perhaps best known as Jeannie, I think. They led fascinating lives. I love reading about their cycling trips through Europe, their voluminous skirts as they rode their bikes, and the eyebrows they must have raised as they vacationed in France, Germany and Italy. They were free spirits and strong women. They witnessed incredible things. Laura experienced the Austrian-Prussian War while studying in Heidelberg, and Jeannie also studied in Germany. Laura was a research assistant with the Liverpool Marine Biology Committee and studied art at the Liverpool School of Fine Arts. They were women of their time, women of their class. As newspaper editors, they were pioneers and amongst the first in the country. I love the recollections of Laura talking to the doctors, a strong, independent woman, wearing dark silk dresses, sitting in her rocking chair, editing the Wallasey News. Jeannie was described as tall, upright, progressive in politics as business. Both of them helped shape what being a woman is today. They joined the suffrage processions, and it is only because of these brave and fearless women I have the right to vote. Which takes me back to today. For 141 years, the Echo has fought for communities, held authorities to account, and told the stories of Merseyside's remarkable people. Only now it has its first woman editor, and I'm tremendously proud to be that woman. I relish the opportunity to bring a different perspective to the news agenda. But I think we have to ask why, more than 100 years after the Willmer Sisters, that is the case. Perhaps men were the better candidates, but perhaps we women weren't really given a fair chance. Both of the Willmer sisters were members of the Women's Citizens Association, yet the gender pay gap remains a concern today, and it is something I will campaign to eradicate as long as I am in this role. And as well as gender equality, genuine inclusivity remains a priority. I think we can only properly represent the communities we serve if our workforce is made up of people from those communities, and diversity remains an issue, and one which I want to help solve. We're making inroads, but we've undoubtedly got some way to go.
I'd like to put that perspective on why this is important and why it's been important to this family. So, over to you, Shama.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, and we are very privileged and honoured to be living in this house with a history connected to human rights and connected to women's rights, we every time we will go past this plaque, we will think of the difficulties and of the inequalities that women have suffered over the years, and suffered particularly at that time when the Willmer sisters were living. But even today, as Maria has pointed out, there is inequality, gender inequality on a number of fronts. Human rights, equality are incredibly important in our family, and so we are really privileged to have this and be very powerful.
And then we can always set it up. Yeah, whenever you're ready, if that's you okay.
I'm not really.
Yes.